Is it just me, or did the NFL just win the weekend? How's it going, everybody? Hope everyone's doing well today. God bless you all. All right, back to Ranting with Ruben. I just had to go over something this weekend because I was watching the NFL this weekend and I realized, is it just me, or did the NFL just win the weekend? I mean, we know the NFL is probably the best sport in the United States. We know it's definitely loved all over the world. It's becoming international now. But to be honest with you, what happened this weekend was spectacular. What happened this weekend is what changes sports. I mean, when you think about it, you had the Bucks, the Tampa Bay Bucks versus the LA Rams. And what a game. Okay? If you watch it and you enjoy football, football is fantastic. It's fun. Every Sunday is fun. But playoff football, woo-hoo-hoo, showtime. That's when it's the best. And this weekend proved to be the best. If you love football, if you love shootouts, this was the weekend. And was it just me? Just tell me, was it just me? Was I the only one thinking to myself, oh my God, what's better than this game that I'm watching right now? First of all, you start with the Tampa Bay Bucks versus the LA Rams. And you have Matthew Stafford trying to win his first playoff game, giving it everything he's got, being the gunslinger that he is, okay? But he hasn't been in the playoffs. He's done well. And now he's on his way to winning the game. And what happens? Mr. GOAT, the greatest of all time, the Michigan alum, Tom Brady, came back from 27-6, came back and tied the game, baby. Could it be any other way? You ask me? No way. This is Tom Brady at his best, okay? So he comes back, makes the game tied, and then what happens? They lose, baby. Tom Brady goes down. I couldn't believe it. I was blown away. First of all, to come back after being behind as far as he was, that was one thing, okay? That was enough to make me love the game, okay? But then to lose it, for Tom Brady to lose and Stafford win his first playoff win, I just couldn't believe it. And again, great game, okay? Fantastic game. If you didn't like that game, then you don't really love football. I'm sorry. Okay, I give it to you. Maybe you might say to yourself, I would have preferred a little bit more defense. Okay, I get it. But how many times have we seen playoff games where it's like 3-3 at half, no one's scoring, it's just defense all day? This is why they changed the NFL. This is why offense is now superior in the NFL. Because this is what the NFL wanted to see. This is equivalent to the home run derby contest in a sense. Just think about it. Everyone comes to see it, just like the slam dunk contest, right? Except this isn't a contest of just an individual skill. This was a game, baby. This was like, I don't know. It was like the greatest game I've ever seen, I thought to myself at that moment. Let's just put it that way. At that moment, I thought this game, Bucks Rams, amazing, okay? And I knew in the back of my mind, I knew it. I knew we had Josh Allen sitting on the bench. I knew we had Patrick Mahomes coming up next. And I thought to myself, you know what, with all this hype, because we see it all the time, with all this hype, you know, we're going to be anticipating a high shootout, you know, last person that has the ball wins it at the end. And it just doesn't happen. Just doesn't happen. You know, so even though I knew that was in the back of my mind and I knew that was possible, I still kept thinking to myself, wow, this Tampa Bay Rams game is unbelievable. Can he get any better than this? And wow, Tom Brady just solidifies himself again, as always. If he's not the GOAT, then I don't know what is. In my opinion, it was always Joe Montana. of the 49ers. And it hurts me to say that because I'm a New York Giants fan. But in my life, I'm 46 years old. Since I started watching, I thought Joe Montana is the greatest quarterback that ever lived. Now, I'm sorry, throughout the years, a young skinny boy from Michigan, the school that I love, comes out and he is now considered the greatest of all time. The Michael Jordan of football, okay? You can't get any better than this. You're talking about the prime position QB. Tom Brady is the greatest of all time. And he comes back, baby. He comes back. And it was so sad. I'm looking in the third quarter and I'm thinking, Tom is not going to come back on this one. He just can't do it this weekend. You know, it's just impossible. The Rams are just coming out full blast and they're taking it to the Bucs. There's no way. And somehow he comes back. I just couldn't believe it, okay? I lost it. Matthew Stafford went 28 for 38, 366 yards, 2 TDs with a 9.6 average, okay? That's showing up in the playoffs. That's saying, I haven't won, and guess what, baby? It's my time. And he did it. And then you got Tom Brady, who's 30 for 54, 329 yards. Yeah, I'll say that again. 329 yards. Isn't this man like 55? All right, I'm exaggerating. But seriously, he's been around so long. It's like, how does he still do it? And then you look at his arm, and he still has zip on his arm. He can still throw the out route. We're talking about the infamous out route that even young, talented QBs from college can't throw on a regular, okay? And he did it. He still can do it. He still does it. It's amazing. I've never seen anybody like him. But again, I digress because I've already established how excited I was watching the first game. I've already established how I was blown away Tom Brady coming from behind again at this age. God bless him. I hope we all have the same ability as we get older. Okay? This guy's like fine wine. All right? I just don't understand it. But okay. Okay. Great game. Then we get into the following game. The Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills and the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, again, I went in there thinking, I hope it's a shootout. It's probably not going to be a shootout. It's going to be defense. I was wrong. I couldn't believe what I was seeing as the game was going on. I'm watching the game and I'm saying to myself, is this real? Is this real? Are we looking at two gunslingers that are just going for it in the prime of their careers, taking their entire organization, putting it on their back, and just saying, I got this, guys. I got this. I couldn't believe it. Josh Allen, I remember when he was drafted, you had some people saying, oh, he has a great arm, but he's not accurate. You know, everybody had their negatives and positives about, their perspective on Josh Allen. You know what? I don't care what anybody says. Think about it now. A couple years later, this man is amazing, okay? This man has carried the Buffalo Bills. And I'm not saying their defense isn't a good defense. Honestly, Leslie's at the defense playing amazing, all right? Those Buffalo Bills, great defense, okay? But Josh Allen carried you guys this game, and he wanted it. He looked at them Patrick Mahomes, and he said, I'll be your Huckleberry. And they went toe for toe, mano y mano. And in the end, Josh Allen was 28 for 48, 287 yards, 2 TDs, and 1 INT. Now, I'm sorry. This is not the same guy that I remember in the draft that people were saying, oh, cannon for an arm, but he's not accurate. He can't win it all. His throwing motion this, his throwing motion that. Same with Mahomes. Oh, Patrick Mahomes throws this way, throws that way. We don't know if he can do this. Again, Patrick Mahomes does have Andy. But all right, we'll leave that alone. My point is, amazing by Josh Allen. And we're just talking about Josh Allen. We're talking about his game for the Buffalo Bills, okay? But then you consider Patrick Mahomes. This young man, I mean, 4 years. I mean, are you serious? Can you be this consistent? Can you start off this hot and stay this hot? I mean, 29 for 38, 325 yards, and 3 TDs. Like, I guess like one of the best defenses in the NFL is this. Like, what does that tell you? That tells you football has changed. They've gotten what they've wanted. They've wanted offense. They've wanted the home run derby. They wanted the slam dunk contest. Well, guess what? They have it. And now you add the wild card teams, and it's unbelievable. It's like mayhem. It's like football's taking over the entire world right now. It's unbelievable. And again, I know this is a rant, and I know it's just my opinion, but I can't be the only one that says, wow, did I just see this? I mean, after that game, shootout for shootout, touchdown for touchdown, just when I thought Buffalo had the win, Mahomes says, no way, I'm taking it. And Mahomes takes the team on his back, gunslinging, slide arming, running, doing whatever he can to make it happen, and scores. And then what does Josh do? Mr. Allen just sitting there in the corner, just saying, God, give me some more time. Give me an opportunity to and he does. Responds not only one time, but again. And it's a shootout. What we wanted, baby. Such a great game. Such a great game. In the end, I was jumping up and down, and I'm a Giants fan. Typically, I watch football because I love football. But if it's not, if it doesn't have the New York Giants, it just doesn't feel the same. I'm sorry. It has to be mind-blowing. It has to be something that keeps my attention 110% because it's not my Giants. And you know what? You ask me, the NFL did it this weekend. They did exactly what I wanted. I believe they did exactly what they wanted, and they accomplished their mission. This was the best football weekend I have ever seen. I'm not talking about a catch. I'm not talking about the greatest catch that I ever seen. I'm not talking about the greatest run I've ever seen. I'm just saying, period. Playoff football, okay? Playoff football alone, to me, is better than any other sport. It's better than any other time of the year. It's the greatest sport in the world to me. That's just my opinion. I do love basketball. My Knicks, I bleed my Knicks. And my Yankees, I love my Yankees, baby. I always got to love my Yankees. There's nothing I can do about it. But here's the truth. I bleed NYG blue. I will try not to be biased on my rants. But it is called Ranting with Ruben. But I will try not to make it all about the Giants. And as you can see, this rant today is not about the Giants. This rant today is about how amazing this weekend was. And did the NFL win? My answer is, without question, yes. The NFL did exactly what they wanted to do. And guess what? For the first time, I got exactly what I wanted to see. It's like waiting a long time to go see a movie. And you think to yourself, I hope it's a good movie. I pray it's a good movie. And then you get inside and you watch the movie and you think to yourself, I waited all these months for this. I couldn't wait to see this movie. And this is what happens? I'm sorry. I've had some movies like that recently happen to me. And that hurts me because I'm a big movie guy. I'm all about the movies, okay? Movies and sports. When it's all said and done, it's all about keeping people's attention. And the NFL did it this weekend. The NFL took me in and they put me on a ride. Ride, stupidity, ride. And that was an amazing weekend. I hope that I'm not the only one that feels that way. And I hope if there's people out there that don't watch football or typically don't watch football, I hope they actually sat down and paid attention. I know my girl did. I know my girl sat there and watched and said, oh my God, what is happening here? And it's not that she doesn't know football, but she doesn't really care. It doesn't have the Giants in it. And yet, just like me, the NFL had her attention. And she watched it. And guess what? At the end of that day, I'm sorry, she was able to turn around and say to me, those two young guys, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, are so talented. And they just kept battling and they wouldn't give in. And then she laughs and says, by the way, I would have went heads. She laughs and says, who goes tails? Nobody ever goes tails. She's funny. But to some people, she's right. Well, I just want to say thanks again if you were able to listen to my rant today. And again, it was just all about the weekend. And did the NFL win? And I've said it 1,000 times. I'll say it again. Yes. No question. Absolutely. I hope everybody else feels the same way. Have a great weekend. Have a great day. God bless you all. Peace.